oh, how do I do it? Like, how did you lose 85 pounds? I mean, realistically, it's just the be a little more active, eat a little better. And it's almost like they think it's too good to be true. I was just not comfortable with myself. I was very sick of like the body that I was in, but it turned into like, okay, I need to do this for my health. I used to really turn to food as like a support system sometimes, because it was always there and it always tasted good, and like, but I would never, I never worked out or anything like that. It's just something that after a while that clicked. At first, I just kind of limited my like junk food intake, and I like went for walks and stuff. And then like as I lost more and more weight, I had to like adapt because my body was changing. So like my calorie intake and all that stuff had to kind of change. It wasn't until like the last 40 pounds that I was losing that it was really noticeable, because like I am 5'9", I'm tall, so it's a little less noticeable when it happens. But when people could, tell like, okay, there is a difference here, I started like getting compliments and all this stuff, and I wasn't used to that, so I really liked it. But it took a toll on me in the way where I felt like I always had to be perfect. It took me around like 2 years to do the whole thing. I mean, 2 years is a long time, so there's gonna be like lots of scary moments. But any scary moment I had, it was because I was not being realistic. Like I said, I super restricted for a while, like, and not in a good way at all. I really don't admit that because I don't want other people to do that. Like this constant cycle of just hating myself and not treating myself right. That's not something I'm proud of. It's not something I want to like romanticize in any way, shape, or form. When I got down to that really, really low weight, it was more like my parents said something. They're like, oh, okay, I think you're taking this a little too far. I knew the second they said something, I'm like, okay, so I should probably reevaluate this. The thing was, when I had gotten down to that weight, I was so in my head about it that I couldn't see that anything was wrong. I just wanted to get even smaller. I needed a reality check, and they gave that to me. I'm a lot more happy in my body now, but the thing is, I think that's more just I grew up, and I became more comfortable with myself as a person on the inside, and so that's why I think I feel a lot better on the outside. My advice is usually just, be a little more active and limit your junk intake, not food intake. Food is awesome. Food is not the enemy. That's the number one thing I have to say to people is food is not the enemy. All of the unnecessary counting and holding yourself accountable for stupid things and all that, it's not worth it. It's a waste of time, and it makes it so much more difficult than it needs to be. I mean, everyone says this, but it's like, if I could do it, like, anybody.